It was a special, quiet morning as Smokey Robinson celebrated his 85th birthday, with a peaceful energy surrounding him. A guest remarked, "You don't even look close to it," to which Smokey responded with his signature soft chuckle. "I feel 50. His words were a reflection of a life that had spanned nearly 9 decades, one filled with musical achievements, global success, and countless unforgettable moments. Smokey had long been the voice of love, having spent over 6 decades shaping the soundtrack of romance. His voice and lyrics have defined the very essence of Motown, earning him a well-deserved place in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. Yet, behind the image of charm and grace, Smokey's story is one of resilience, growth, and navigating the complexities of fame while staying grounded in his values. Shop Around, the breakthrough. In 1960, the Miracles released Shop Around, Motown's first million-selling hit, a moment that marked the beginning of Smokey's rise to stardom. It was a confirmation that the quiet boy from Detroit had something extraordinary to offer. However, the success was not just about his newfound fame. It was deeply rooted in the lessons he had learned during his youth, his mother's strength, his father's absence, and his belief that music could communicate emotions that words alone could not. By the mid-60s, Smokey had expanded his role beyond that of a performer. He became a songwriter, a producer, and eventually a vice president at Motown, helping to shape the sound of an era. Yet, even as his career soared, the pressures of leadership and the weight of public expectations began to make their presence felt. Behind the scenes at Motown, Motown was not just a factory of hits, but a complex ecosystem where creativity often clashed with competition. Smokey's relationship with Berry Gordy was one of mutual respect, but it also tethered him to the label's growing demands. By his early 30s, Smokey had become Motown's vice president, taking on an even greater role in shaping the company's direction. However, as his responsibilities increased, Smokey found himself struggling to maintain a balance between his professional obligations and his personal life. The increasing pressure of his role, combined with the relentless pace of the music industry, left Smokey yearning for a future beyond the confines of Motown. While he remained dedicated to the label, his desire for personal peace began to grow, signaling the beginning of a new chapter in his life. The storm behind the spotlight. By the mid-1970s, the stress of fame and personal life weighed heavily on Smokey Robinson. While he remained a respected figure in the music world, the pressures of constant public attention and the complexities of personal relationships began to take a toll. His friendship with Diana Ross, which had begun years earlier, evolved into a deep emotional connection, further complicating his life. While the relationship was never made public, it was clear that the pressures of fame and their shared experiences at Motown created an intimacy that brought both comfort and confusion. These emotional complexities, along with his struggles to balance personal desires with professional commitments, marked a turbulent period in Smokey's life. A changing Motown. As Motown relocated to Los Angeles in the late 1970s, the familiar environment that had nurtured Smokey's creativity began to change. The industry became more commercialized, and the collaborative spirit that had defined Motown's early years gave way to a more competitive atmosphere. Smokey, who thrived in the stable, community-based setting of Detroit, now found himself in a more fast-paced and less familiar landscape. His relationship with Claudette, once a solid partnership, began to feel the strain of long separations and the pressures of life on the road. As the music industry shifted, so too did Smokey's role within it, leading him to reconsider his future in Motown and the balance between his personal and professional lives. Personal loss and reflection. By the early 1980s, Smokey faced a crossroads in both his personal and professional life. His marriage to Claudette, while enduring, came to an end in 1986. This period of personal loss prompted Smokey to reflect deeply on his life, his choices, and the habits that had accompanied his rise to fame. It was a time of introspection and self-discovery, where Smokey confronted the realities of aging, responsibility, and the need for balance. His reflections were an essential part of his personal growth, helping him to confront the emotional challenges that had been present throughout his career and personal life. This period of transition would lead to a new phase in Smokey's life, one marked by renewed focus, creativity, and emotional clarity. Rebirth and creativity. Emerging from the challenges of the early 1980s, Smokey found a renewed sense of purpose and creativity. His 1987 album, One Heartbeat, marked a significant turning point in his career. The album reflected not only his musical excellence, but also his personal revival. The calmness in his voice, the clarity in his lyrics, and the steadiness of his stage presence all revealed a man who had confronted his struggles and emerged stronger. Smokey's music during this period was deeply personal, reflecting both the resilience and vulnerability that had shaped his life. His ability to find creativity in the face of adversity became a testament to his perseverance and dedication to his craft. Later, life and personal happiness. After years of personal growth and reflection, Smokey found love again when he married Frances Gladney in 2002. Their relationship, grounded in friendship, mutual respect, and shared values, marked a new, quieter chapter in Smokey's life. They chose to live their lives away from the spotlight, focusing on their love and the simple pleasures of life. Smokey's later years have been defined by gratitude, reflection, and the quiet pride of knowing his contributions to music remain timeless. He continues to inspire, not just through his music, but through the example he sets in living with authenticity and grace. Legacy and the power of music. Smokey Robinson's journey from a quiet boy in Detroit to an international music legend is a testament to the power of resilience, talent, and heart. His influence on Motown and on the music industry as a whole is immeasurable. Through his songwriting and performances, Smokey has shaped